90 games. And this is where we have all come to one final day of the National Lacrosse League season. And at the conclusion of 2.5 or 3 hours, the Champions Cup will either stay here in Rochester or head to the west, to Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And if you're head coach Mike Hazen, how have you helped this team refocus, or is it just a matter of telling the guys to play the way that we've played all season long?
I think that's the key. The Rochester Knighthawks have played that way all season long. There hasn't been any panic in the dressing room. There hasn't been any panic on the floor, on the bench, and I think it's just status quo. You got to have good defense, good goaltending, and good offense, and obviously don't get too high and too low emotionally, and just stay focused on that task at hand.
Well, Rochester this year 10-1 on their home turf, and the only loss was earlier this season. They have not lost a playoff game here at home since 2004. So the Rochester Knighthawks definitely enjoying the home turf advantage, and they will use it to every last bit of its benefit tonight as they host the Calgary Roughnecks. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the opening face-off. Game 2 of the Champions Cup Finals. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Bah! Of the
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena, Game 2 Champions Cup Finals, and a special on-field presentation prior to the game, and history was made 2 days ago. The Tuaraton winners given to the best Division I player, and now players in Division I lacrosse. Lyle and Miles Thompson sharing the award, the first co-winners of that prestigious award. Starring at the University at Albany, Lyle 124 points to set an NCAA Division I record, and Miles 119 points, and he set the goals record with 82. So they will be honored here momentarily as they head out to midfield. A rousing round of applause, the award in hand, and they will head to midfield for the ceremonial opening face-off. Jeremy Thompson also in attendance tonight. A lot of lacrosse celebrities here in the building this evening, including my partner in crime, Chris Driscoll, who's handling the color commentating duties tonight. So Andrew McBride of Calgary and Sid Smith of Rochester will take the ceremonial face-off with Lyle and Miles Thompson. And the congratulatory handshakes, and as the Thompsons head off, who knows, maybe one of those guys will end up a Rochester Nighthawk one day.
Or maybe both.
Or maybe both.
Or maybe both. I'm sure they come as a package.
Yeah, Ty is also here in attendance as we get set for the opening face-off. Dylan Evans against Garrett McIntosh. Mark Ardoni of the crew chief, the assistant referees Chris Williams and Sean Grenier. Here we go, game 2. Champions Cup Finals, and we are about to get underway. Both players set. Evans battling for it. They collide at midfield. Brad Self going after it, and Leung scoops up the loose ball, so Calgary will have it first.
This is going to be a big start here for the Rochester Knighthawks defense. Obviously, Calgary's offense is real good. They had a real good week last weekend, and it's going to be up to the Rochester defense to really have a good week, and it's good to get Matt Vince going here too early in the game.
Fed over Dobie's shot is knocked away as that hit the left foot of Ian Lord. Now over to Evans, a former Nighthawk. A turnaround shot, he scored. Sean Evans with 1 second to work with on the shot clock and 36 seconds into the game.
And you know what? Sean Evans is going to be one of those players tonight who's going to have a ton of energy. He's going to take lots of shots. He's going to move the ball real well, and he's going to take shots like that most of the game, and hopefully they don't go in that easily for the rest of the game here. But that's something that, obviously Rochester's defense has to be aware of, that Sean Evans is going to be one of those guys. Rochester obviously traded him away to Calgary, and it's something that they're really going to have to watch here.
So 1-0 Roughnecks. Set in front of the net. That one is broken up. And Veltman will scoop it on back. Fed over now near side to Dobie. 1-0 Calgary and a goal by Sean Evans. Shatler swings it over on the left wing to Evans, who had 4 points last game. The shot and the save made by Matt Vince. You can just see how deadly. Number 15 in red is Sean Evans, won the scoring title a year ago. And this season finishing second to Rochester's Cody Jamieson.
And he's going to bring a lot of energy to this game too. He's not going to quit. He's going to play the game from start to finish, and it's going to be up to the Rochester defense to keep him off the board.
And Dan Dawson now with the ball, the point. Fed it up top. Now over to Keogh, and he fires that one wide. It goes over the far glass and into the stands. And a loose ball. Dawson nearly took it away from Poulin, who dumps it on ahead to McRae. McRae eludes one check by Sid Smith. The shot, save, rebound, and it's corralled. Calgary, a big hit in front of the net as Sid Smith knocked his man down to the turf. Shatler was able to scoop it up as he'll pass it over to Curtis Dixon. The shot, he scored. Curtis Dixon from the left wing, it's 2-0.
You know what? Curtis Dixon had a big game last weekend too. Him and Sean Evans' two-man game last weekend was unbelievable. They played real well together. They were moving the ball. They found a way to get to the top of the crease on Matt Vince and put some balls in the net. And that's something there again. Rochester's defense has to get out on hands, has to pressure, has to force them down the wall, and not allow Calgary's offensive players shoot the ball tonight.
So in the first 2 minutes of the game, it's already 2-0 Calgary. And that is going to be a procedure call. So Rochester looking for their first shot on goal. And the Roughnecks have scored on half of theirs. They are 2 of 4. Point to Dawson. Over to Jamieson. Now to Vitarelli. Was the hero the last time Rochester was on their home turf, winning the overtime minigame. Dawson, left wing side, looking in front. Feeds it to Jamieson. He scores! Cody Jamieson, 2-1.
And that's something that the Rochester Knighthawks offense has to do. They have to answer back. Every time Calgary scores, Rochester has to answer back. And they got to keep pushing the envelope, keep pushing the ball, and getting goals like that. And that was a real nice goal there by Cody Jamieson. Real nice pass to the top of the slot. Cody Jamieson just stepped and ripped, put it over the shoulder of Mike Poulin.
And how nice is it to have Dan Dawson back in the lineup?
It is. It definitely takes a little pressure off Johnny Pallas. Takes some pressure off Cody Jamieson to have to be those guys. I mean, that's the way that the Rochester's offense has worked all year. It's gone through 6 or 7 guys, not just 2 or 3.
And another procedure call, so Rochester will take over. Dan Dawson, 3rd overall in points in NLL history in the playoffs. And a big hit in front of the net as Dawson was knocked down on a high hit. No call, and Jamieson continues on now to Dawson on the left wing. Dawson pulling his way in on goal. The shot, save, rebound. That one is knocked away out of the stick of Paulus. Vitarelli going after it. He's pinned to the far glass. And Calgary now will take it into Rochester territory. 2-1 in favor of the Roughnecks. As Curtis Dixon has it on the left wing side, trying to peel away from Campbell on the run, fed it in front. The shot, what a save by Matt Vince. Point blank opportunity, and that is denied by Vince.
That was a great save there by Matt Vince, and he needed to get that big save. They didn't want to allow Calgary to go up 3-1 here in the game, and he needed that big save.
And it's picked off, and back away comes McRae. Into the stick of Evans as he takes the flip pass from Carnegie. Evans on the far boards, bounces it up top. Dixon, face dodge in front, the shot, and that goes off the stick of Vincent into the near corner. Double team pressure, and the Roughnecks will keep it as it's rolled up top to Daryl Veltman, who played at Hobart College, not too far away from Rochester. Dixon has it stripped away, one too many fakes, and Scott Self will pick it up as he tries to get away from Sean Evans, who's all over him, and he's able to elude the pesky Evans. Vitarelli over now to Brad Self, who will give it to Keogh on the near boards to Dawson. Dawson's got a lane. The shot, he hit the crossbar. And that one goes out of play. And Dawson getting pounded in front of the net. He doesn't even have the ball.
Yeah, I think they're looking to take liberties on Dan Dawson. Obviously, he's coming off an injury, and it seems to be that Calgary's kind of taking advantage of that a little bit. They're kind of putting a stick on him whenever they can.
Jamieson gets away from Leung in front of the net. Vitarelli trying to pick it up, still fishing for it. In there to help out is Keogh. Jamieson picks it up. Out of his stick. Jamieson, a huge hit on the boards. And then he takes a stick right underneath the chin cup. And now we've got some extracurricular activity in front of the bench. And who is going to head off?
Looks like Shatler and Jamieson obviously ran into each other, they seem to be going both ways here. And then obviously they were collided a little bit at the front of the two benches as they were changing.
And Dan Dawson had to go back to pick up his helmet. So obviously we know the game plan here for the Roughnecks tonight.
Yeah, you know what? Dan Dawson's one of those guys. He's a competitor, and he's going to be out there, and he's not going to allow them to get under his skin. He's one of those guys. He's pretty even keel. He'd be playing a little injured, but he's obviously one of those guys who doesn't take the opportunity to miss many games, and he's going to play real hard from start to finish.
Flip pass on the left wing side. The low shot by Ranger goes wide of the net. Bounces off the near boards. They battle for it in front of the Rochester bench. 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and that's a shot clock violation. And here come the Knighthawks.
And it seems the referees tonight are letting these guys decide the game for themselves, which is a good thing. Obviously, they're going to call the stuff that needs to be called, but it seems like they're letting these two teams play.
Keogh in the slot, gives it over to Walters. Walters looks, fires the shot, kick saved by Poulin. Going after it is Paulus and Walters. They double team. Carnegie rolls it up on ahead as it's taken by Manning into the Rochester zone. 2-1 Calgary, game 2. The Roughnecks with a 1-0 lead in this best-of-2 series. As Veltman will pass it to Dane Doby, who had a hat trick last game. Doby backing his way in up top, wide open. Veltman, he shoots and scores. Darryl Veltman was wide open and fires it by Vince. It's 3-1.
That seemed to be a defensive breakdown there. Obviously, they doubled the ball to allow Veltman to be wide open at the top of the slot. There it was a real nice pass by Doby, and nobody was on hands. Nobody was in the shooting lane, and he just ripped that ball to the top corner again, behind Matt Vince.
And this is exactly how game 1 started. Rochester trailed 2-0. It was 2-1, then 3-1, and that's how the first quarter came to an end. 8:46 to go here in the first quarter. When we come back, it'll be Calgary possession. They've got a 2-goal lead. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland. This
Nighthawk, nicknamed Mouse, drafted in 1999. Flip pass taken in front. The shot goes wide of the net and a crease violation. Curtis Dixon.
And it seems like their right side, Calgary's right side, seems to be getting to the net real easy. They obviously got Dixon, they got Ranger, they got Sean Evans. All three of those guys seem to get the net way too easy.
Yeah, we've got Sean Evans heading off along with Corey Vitarelli.
It seems like every time they're calling a penalty here, both teams are getting them. So that's kudos to the referees out there. Obviously, they're going to call the stuff that needs to be called, and they're going to let these guys decide the game on their own.
They'll probably be coincidental on sportsmanlike conduct penalties. Those were the calls to Shatler and Jamieson, who are both in the box as well. Dawson over now to Joe Walters. Gives it now to Dawson on the left wing. Has it now, still on the left wing side. Peels away from one, and that's going to be an illegal pick on Stephen Keogh. Roughnecks now across midfield. 8:06 to go here in the first. I'd like to welcome all those who are watching in Canada. As a shot by Dixon goes wide of the net, he scoops it back up. And he's got 10 seconds to work with as Veltman will pass it now to Doby. Dane Doby, the underhand shot, that is blocked and knocked away, and Doby will swat it into the Rochester zone where it is picked up by Brad Self. He'll pass it on ahead now to Joe Walter, sixth-year pro, local boy former season ticket holder of the Knighthawks. Him and his dad, Joe, used to come to all the games. Fed in front, the shot, and Keogh is denied. Great play cutting to the middle by Stephen Keogh, but Mike Poulin with a left pad save.
And Mike Poulin is one of those goalies that he's either real good or he's average. Last week he was on a mission last week. I seen him, and I seen a lot of things in his game last week that I haven't seen before from him. He had lots of energy. He seemed to be focused. He seemed to be a man on a mission, and he seems to be the same tonight.
A former goal of the year back in 2012. And Walters now leading the charge over to Dawson on the left wing, up top to point. The shot, kick, save, and he grabs it out of the air. And now he launches it down the turf for a transition opportunity in front of the net, and Manning can't hang on. Fired on ahead by Point as Brad Self will walk it across midfield. They'll give it to Paulus. Over to Keogh. Rochester spreading out their offense. Keogh breaking in toward the net, has a lane. The shot, he scored! 5-hole on Poulin, it's 3-2.
And you know what? That was a great shot there by Stephen Keogh. He shot around a seal, shot around two Calgary defenders that were just standing flat-footed watching him shoot the ball. And for a goalie to see that, and it is real tough for a goalie to see that when they're shooting around two guys that are standing flat-footed. It's kind of like a big screen for Mike Poulin. So that's a great shot by Stephen Keogh.
And who set the screen in front? Dan Dawson actually picked two of the Calgary defensemen to break Keogh open. 3-2. Dylan Evans battling for it. McIntosh going after it, and Leung picks it up for the Roughnecks. Carson Leung over to Dane Doby. Doby spinning left wing. Shot goes wide of the net. Dixon is going to try to keep it in, and he cannot. Scott Self will give it to Cody Jamieson, won his first scoring title of his career this year. He's got one goal already. Jamieson, one-on-one with McBride. Fires it across, and an illegal pick call as Johnny Paulus got tied up in front with McBride. 5:46 remaining here in the first. Champions Cup Game 2, and Calgary in the lead 3-2. Over to Darryl Veltman. Fires it down low. Now the pass taken up top by Doby, and he'll swing it to Evans. Evans across to Shatler. That one is broken up. And here come the Knighthawks. Sid Smith to Brad Self. He'll bounce it back to Walters, who will give it left wing to Dawson. Now to Walters' right wing side. Up top to Jamieson. Jamieson in the slot, fighting off one. Feeds it across. Now Walters' shot. Save made by Poulin. And he will feed it on ahead. Less than 5 minutes to go.
It's real important here for Rochester's defense to get some stops here defensively, moving into the end of the quarter here. It's real important to keep this game close and keep the score close.
Backing his way in, big hit in front, causes a turnover. Here comes Campbell in transition if he can hurry. And they're going to call an illegal pick behind the play on Ian Lord. 4:36 to go. When we come back, it'll be Roughnecks ball. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Why do I play?
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Why do I play?
Here's a shot. Dixon to the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena Champions Cup Finals. Alongside Chris Driscoll, I'm Craig Rubzinski, and Curtis Dixon will start with the ball for Calgary. Finished third this year in goals in the NLL with 44. Just behind teammate Dane Doby and the Toronto Rock Stefan LeBlanc. Shatler passes it down low to Veltman, back up top off the stick of Sullivan. Curtis Dixon gives chase, and they're going to call an over and back. Rochester now will pick it up, and both benches yelling at the officials.
Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of a frustration on in the way of the officials here tonight. So, but you know what? Both teams are looking for whatever inch that they can get, and if they're going to try and get it through the referees, then they're going to try and do that.
And that shot was knocked down. Fed over now to Keogh. 6 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Has it, shoots it, save, and Keogh trying to pick it up. He gets shoved down from behind. A loose ball push. The Knighthawks will maintain possession. Craig Point with it. Still looking for Craig Point to find the net in front. Behind the back, the shot, and that is denied as Johnny Paulus let it go. Before Paulus let that shot off, I was going to say, I'm waiting for Craig Point to bang one home from long distance. He's got that very potent, high-powered outside shot.
Yeah, obviously he's one of those guys that needs to get that shot away, needs to rip the ball, and needs to get it on net and get it in the net. And that was a really nice save there on Johnny Paulus with Mike Poulin. He's obviously on a mission again tonight.
Flipped up by Sid Smith. And here come the Knighthawks in transition, 3-on-2 break. The shot, and that is denied as the shot was taken in the slot by Scott Campbell, and Poulin made the stick save. 2:54 to go here in the first quarter. And the hidden ball play as Veltman will pass it to Evans on the left wing. He flips it back. Sid Smith gives chase. Breakaway opportunity for Sid Smith if he can hurry. 2-on-1 break. The shot, and he missed wide. And a bench penalty coming up to Calgary. Rochester will go on the man advantage.
Looks like we got a too many men call here on the Calgary Roughnecks. That's obviously something that they were trying. Sid Smith going down on a breakaway. They were trying to get out of the bench as quickly as they can, and the two to three referees here caught that.
2 for 4 in game one was the power play efficiency for the Knighthawks, and Johnny Paulus, 21 years old, third year in the league, and his third finals. Shots are 11-7 in the Knighthawks' favor. Paulus to Vitarelli. Rochester looking to tie the game up at 3. They trail 3-2. Up top to Vitarelli. He gives it across, the low shot. Save, rebound, and very nearly picked up by Vitarelli. Jamison is torn down to the ground, and that's a penalty. Or check that. That's a possession change.
A little possession call there, Ripper. No penalty. Obviously, that was something that the Calgary defender was on Jamison's back there a little bit, but I think it was just a matter of just ended up on top of him.
And they're double teaming Jamison, who's up top. That frees up Dawson. The shot, he scored! Dangerous Dan Dawson. We're tied at 3.
And that's real important here for the Rochester Knighthawks to get their specialty teams going. And that was a real nice goal there by Dan Dawson. Obviously, real between the legs of Mike Poulin. And Mike Poulin seemed to be a little off on that shot. It was a real nice goal there by Dan Dawson.
What a goal by Dan Dawson. 126 playoff points. That is 7 behind. If he gets 7 more, he will pass Colin Doyle for second all time. Of course, John Tavares first at 195, and the man Sitting 2 seats to my left is 6th, Micah Kersey with 99. Rochester looking for their first lead. Walters on the right wing side against Leung. 3-3 is our score. Jamison now will give it left wing to Keogh. On the boards. 2 point. His shot is deflected. Banks off the near boards. Grabbed by Point. Feeds it down low to Keogh. Keogh sidesteps one. Gives it over. Walters fires it wide, and it goes into the netting above the far glass. And it's going to be Calgary ball. 3-3 is our score. Game 2 of the Champions Cup Finals. Jamison assisting on the goal by Dawson. A power play marker at 12:56. Dane Doby over to his left, and he'll get it right back. Number 44 in red will feed it down low. And Veltman will bring it up top. And it's finally passed over to Evans. In the slot now to Shatler. Shatler, overhand shot that hit the back of the helmet of Dawson. He has got Self all tied up. Now we got some pushing and shoving. And I think that all that's going to materialize here, and they're going to give Rochester a penalty.
Yeah, I think just underneath there might have been a little bit of a punch to the head. I'm not pointing anything out or anything, but it seemed like somebody's head snapped back a little bit, and obviously the referee made the appropriate call on that.
Well, Calgary will go on the man advantage with 56.8 seconds to go. And Veltman will start with the ball. Daryl Veltman, 6th year in the NLL, 4th in Calgary. Now to Doby. Doby gives it across, the low shot. That's deflected wide as it got a piece of a Nighthawk stick. Bounces around, grabbed by Scott Self, trying to clear the zone, and he'll roll it on over. One-hand pickup by Kirk, and he'll bounce it across midfield to Brad Self. 30 seconds to go. Brad Self trying to put on the afterburners, and he'll feed it to Keogh. Stephen Keogh to Joe Walters. Dawson and Jamison also out there, and Dawson will take the pass and quickly give it to Keogh. Now to Walters, right wing. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. In front to Keogh. That one is picked off, and Keogh is tackled in the crease. And the Roughnecks now will take it across center. 8 seconds to go here in the first half. Jamison nearly took it away, fed over to Veltman. 1 second to go. The shot and a save made by Matt Vince in the first quarter comes to an end, tied at 3. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the second quarter here on the Nighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Flip pass. Here's a shot. Dixon to the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
2018 season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Decisive 10-minute mini game, which will then decide who will hoist the cup here on the banks of the Genesee River.
The banks of the Genesee River, Rip. That's
there you go. You stare out the window. It's right there, roaring in all its wonder and splendor. And here we go, the face-off. It's going to be a procedure call against Scott Self. 1:03 remaining in the Roughnecks power play. 3-3 is our score. Rochester trailed 2-0 and 3-1, and they have erased both two-goal deficits.
This is a big penalty kill here for the Rochester Knighthawks. Not allow Calgary to score that big first goal in the quarter, and to get this kill and get the ball down into Calgary's end.
That over right wing side, and that one misses wide of the net and off the near glass. And that is going to be a shot clock violation. So Rochester holds strong, 2 errant shots, and now Rochester with 30 seconds to kill off as racing across midfield to give it to Dawson with Scott Self. Dawson now with it, drawing the double team. We'll feed it to Joe Walters, who will pass now to Jamison. Opening minute of the second quarter, we are knotted up at 3. Walters on the near boards. Gives it to Jamison, across to Dawson. 6 seconds left on the Calgary power play, and Dawson will kill off the rest of the 30-second clock, and now Rochester back at even strength. Flip pass to Doby. All over him is Dylan Evans, and they're going to call loose ball push on Evans. No relation between Dylan Evans and Sean Evans. Sean, a native of Peterborough, and Dylan Evans hailing from Brampton. In front, the shot, no goal. It's going to be a crease violation on Shatler. Fed ahead now across midfield. Bounce past the point. Now over to Dawson. And he'll give it the point on the left wing side. Craig Point, the KG veteran, looking. Fires it across the shot. It hit the crossbar and goes out of play. And Rochester will get a fresh 30 as Dan Dawson will start it to the right of Mike Poulin.
Yeah, that was a real nice shot there by Corey Vitarelli. Almost caught the short side there on Mike Poulin, and that was something that Corey Vitarelli's get real good at. Gets it nice and close and can rip the ball into corners.
Jamison, one hands it to Paulus. Tapped over to Jamison, and a breakaway opportunity unless Brad Self can get back. Leung in on goal, the shot, and a save made by Matt Vince as he just got the stick out to deflect it wide.
And that is a big save for Matt Vince there. He's obviously playing pretty well here, only allowing 3 goals, and to save a breakaway like that, that's a real lift for the Rochester Knighthawks.
Rochester's Walters with it across to Point. And Point with it now to Walters on the near side. In the slot. Shot scored! Joe Walters sticks it into the lower corner. It's 4-3.
That was a nice goal there by Joe Walters, and scoring big goals again. He's one of those guys that will score big goals in big games, and it's nice to see a guy like Joe Walters being able to score a goal like that.
And an equipment adjusting for the veteran netminder Mike Poulin, who has seen 13 shots on goal, and he has turned away 9, but Rochester finding a kink in the armor in the latter stages here of the first half. Craig Point with the assist. And Joe Walters, who came in second on the team in points. Dylan Evans wins the draw. Dylan Evans in on goal, and a penalty coming up. As Garrett McIntosh rode Dylan Evans all the way to the crease, and the arm came up for the penalty. 12:21 to go. Dylan Evans trying to split the D after the nice face-off win. Dawson on the left wing. Passes it to Jamison, now to Paulus, down low to Vitarelli. Paulus as they swing it around up top. Into the stick of Jamison, he hit the crossbar and it bounces wide. It was off the back of Poulin. And it trickled wide of the net. Keogh to Jamison, left wing to Dawson. Jamison pulls the trigger right into the midsection of Poulin. He's got the outlet pass, fires it on ahead. 2-on-1 break, Dixon, shot, he scored. Curtis Dixon shorthanded and we're tied at 4.
And that's something Calgary does real well. They run the floor real well. Their transition is real good. And Mike Poulin got that ball up to the first passer there, who put the ball into Dixon for a nice breakaway goal there for the Calgary Roughnecks. And that's something offensively that they really need to identify. They need to identify when they're shooting the ball that somebody's got to get back and close off that transition.
So the second shorthanded goal of the Champions Cup Finals for Calgary. And we are tied at 4. Rochester, that ends their 3-0 run. And the face-off is won by Manning. Has it on the left wing, he'll give it up top as McCray will pass it over to Shatler. Jeff Shatler with it. Still 1:06 on the Rochester man advantage. And the former transition player of the year, Shatler, will give it over to Sean Evans. Evans, 5 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Still with it. And he's going to force a shot clock violation.
That was real good D there by Dylan Evans. Not allow Sean Evans to get that shot away with less than 2 or 3 seconds to go on the shot clock.
And the Rochester Knighthawks still with 40 seconds to work with if they want to regain the lead. Point, looking, over, Keogh shoots, misses the net, and man, he had that upper corner picked out. He just missed wide. And it's going to be Roughnecks ball as Poulin will pass it on ahead. Calgary about to kill off the Rochester man advantage, and they've cashed in one shorthanded to tie things up at 4. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. 2 seconds left on the power play. It's Curtis Dixon, the man who tied it up. And the shot, and he scores from the right wing side. And it's now 5-4 Roughnecks.
And that seems to be what the Calgary Roughnecks are doing. They seem to be answering back. Every time Rochester goes on a bit of a run, gets a couple goals, gets within one, and gets ahead, that's something that Calgary does real well. And Dixon, to be able to shoot that ball from there, that's just a shot that needs to be stopped. It needs to be out on hands. You need to be in that shooting lane and not stand flat-footed and watch them shoot the ball.
5-4 Roughnecks if they have come right back. 2 goals in a minute and a half, and both scored by Curtis Dixon. 4:43 the time of the go-ahead goal from the Roughnecks, who now, the shot, he scored. That one from way downtown is Shatler. Beats Vince over the right shoulder, and it's 6-4.
That's something seems to be the book on Matt Vince tonight. Obviously, they're shooting around picks, shooting around screens. Rochester's defenders are standing flat-footed, and they're shooting the ball from long range on Matt Vince and trying to get those screens. Because obviously, if Matt Vince sees the ball, he's going to save it. But he's not saving it. It's a 50-50.
Shatler from McBride is the line on that last goal. And it is a 2-goal lead, the third 2-goal lead of the night for the Roughnecks, who ended the Rochester 3-0 run and then put up a 3-0 run of their own. Off the face-off, McIntosh in on goal, the shot, and Vince makes the save, and that one goes out of play. And the Roughnecks will have the ball when we come back. They've got the momentum and a 6-4 lead. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Flip pass, Here's a shot. Dixon to the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Why do I?
$15 season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Against Paul Dawson on the right wing. Dobie now to Dixon, lost the handle, scoops it back up, looks, fires the shot, and a stick save by Matt Vince. It goes out of play. And Sean Evans on the restart to the right of Matt Vince. Evans cutting around one, feeds it in front of the net, the shot, and that is denied by Matt Vince on the underhanded flip shot by Curtis Dixon.
And that was a crafty shot there by Curtis Dixon. Obviously, he caught that inside and just spun and shot it from a little bit of a back fling, and Matt Vince was up for the task.
Jamieson jumps behind the net as he flew over the crease, backing his way in. Jamieson shoots and just missed wide off the stick of Dawson. And here come the Roughnecks in transition. And slowing it down is John Harnett. His bounce pass taken by Veltman, and he quickly gives it to Evans. Sean Evans will bounce it across on the right wing. Now to Evans in the slot. The shot, he missed wide of the net. Grabbed off the near boards by Dobie. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Guarded there by Mike Kirk, and that shot is grabbed out of the air by Vince, who will give it over to his left to the assistant captain, Mike Kirk. 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Rochester needing a win to force the minigame. They trail by 2. Vitarelli to Point. Point from the outside in front to Dawson. The shot, and he's denied by Poulin. Beautiful behind the back pass by Point, and Dawson's denied one-on-one. 7:40 to go here in the second, and you can see the influence Dan Dawson has had thus far on the offense. Dixon, left wing. Pulls the trigger, misses wide of the net as he let that one go around the Knighthawks D. Dixon in front, the shot, right shoulder save, grabbed out of the air by Sid Smith. And now Rochester's turn. Brad Self over to Walters, who will feed it down the near boards and gets it right back from Jamieson. Now to Dawson, left wing to Keogh. Keogh, shot scored! Stephen Keogh at 6-5.
That was a real nice shot there by Stephen Keogh. And Stephen Keogh is one of those guys who needs to catch fire tonight. Take a little pressure off Dan Dawson. Take a little pressure off Cody Jamieson and Johnny Pallas. And to get his 5th goal of the playoffs here, that was a real nice goal there by Stephen Keogh. Obviously coming around to pick and just shoot around the screen, and Mike Poulin wasn't able to see that.
Oh, back and forth they go. Rochester within 1. Dawson and Walters assisting on the goal at 7:54 of the second. Dylan Evans being dragged down off the faceoff. Now it's knocked away and a big hit. And Rochester trying to get it over the timeline. They battle for it in front of their own bench. And that one goes out of play. They're going to say roughneck ball. 17-16, Rochester leading in shots. 2 more goals and Rochester will match their goal output in game 1 already. Shatler, left wing Dixon, being stood up and he loses a handle on it. Out of the stick now of Dixon, who takes the double team hit. Tapped ahead. Here they come on a breakaway. Scott Self will pull it up top. And the veteran with a great move to get it on back, and it's fed now to Jamieson. He had the backside pressure with a double team, and he decided to pull it back, and a penalty upcoming to Calgary. Keogh trying to bust through the slot. He's held up. Now gives it to Points. Going to unleash the outside shot. No, gives it to Paulus, who missed. The turnaround opportunities denied by Poulin. They battle for it in the near corner. And a pile up to the right of Poulin with 5:57 to go, and the Knighthawks bringing the pressure.
And that was a penalty there by Shatler, obviously taking a slash on Paul Dawson right off the hand and right in front of the referee, and that's something that the referee is going to call all night long. He's going to allow these guys to play. You know, if there's crashing and banging and there's some whacks and hacks going on here and there, but right in front of the referee, an unnecessary slash of the hand, referee's going to call that every time.
Cody Jamieson will have it on the 3rd Rochester man advantage. They're 1 for 2. And they've actually given up a shorthanded goal tonight, which led to the 3-goal outburst. Rochester's answered with a Keogh goal, and now Keogh will give it to Jamieson. Jamieson over now to Dawson in front of Paulus that handcuffs him. Dawson will roll it back to Keogh. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Vitarelli, the shot, and that's off the pads of Poulin, and Jamieson will give chase as it skips across midfield, but the over and back waved off as Poulin was the man who directed it out of play. Paulus to Jamieson, left wing side, as Johnny Paulus bats it on back, and that's an over and back violation. 5:05 to go here in the second. They will set up to the left. And here come the Roughnecks. Left wing side is Evans. Evans being held up by Campbell. Campbell still trying to take it away. The feisty Sean Evans still with it. Trying to work his way free for a shot. Spinning now to his left. Now back to his right. Still with it. Cradling in the right hand the shot, and it hits Vince right in the face mask. And that one pops up into the air, and here come the Knighthawks. Across midfield comes Dylan Evans. Had a career-high 9 assists this year to go along with 200-plus face-off wins. Paulus from the right wing up top to Jamieson as he gives it to Dawson. Now to Jamieson. Down low to Vitarelli. Up top, Jamieson the shot, and Poulin with the save. And Poulin feeds it on ahead to Manning, and he'll dump it on ahead to Doby. Less than 4 to go, and Calgary about to get back to even strength, so Rochester 1 for 3 on the man advantage. 6-5 is our score. Roughnecks in the lead by 1. That low shot goes wide of the net. It goes out of play, and it's going to be Rochester ball when we come back. 3:44 to go here in the second quarter. The Knighthawks are within 1. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Why do I?
$15 season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Why do I?
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
And the Roughnecks are the one-game lead and a one-goal lead. As Calgary with 3 in the first and 3 in the second. Rochester 3 in the first, 2 in the second. As the Knighthawks. Joe Walters now waiting deep in his own zone as he will start the play up to the right of Matt Vince. Walters across midfield. Number 1 in white. Over now to Keogh. Back to Vitarelli. Scores! Corey Vitarelli, we are tied at 6.
And coming off that TV timeout, obviously Coach Day had an opportunity to drop a play, and they just ran that to a tee with Corey Vitarelli going clear down the middle and shooting that ball in behind Mike Poulin. And that was clearly a play that was been drawn up at the timeout.
So Corey Vitarelli with his first of the game. Walters and Keogh will pick up the assist. And Rochester's got the ball. Time of the goal, 11:25. So the Knighthawks answer back with 2 of their own, and we're tied once again. Joe Walters looking, still has it. Feeds it over to Keogh, who fires it to point. Up top to Vitarelli, back to point. 6 seconds on the shot clock in front of the net, and that's actually tapped back to Poulin, and here they come in full force. The Roughnecks in transition. Manning feeds it in. The shot. And that is a crease violation. As that shot went wide of the net, it was a 3-on-2 break. And it's passed over to point. Now gives it to Jamison. Longtime friends, grew up together on Six Nations and have played together ever since. In front of the net, Jamison looking, shooting, scored! Cody Jamison, we're in the lead, 7-6.
That was a real nice goal there by Cody Jamison. Real patient out there, backed himself in, and just pushed the defender to the top of the crease, made a nice spin, and put it in behind Mike Poulin.
Cody Jamison, a magician with that lacrosse stick. The former first overall pick out of Six Nations in Syracuse. 12:18, the time of the goal. Rochester in the lead for the second time. And it's their second 3-0 run. Jamison from point and Brad Self. Face off, Evans battling. And Leung will tap it on ahead. And the Roughnecks with 2.5 to work with before the end of the half. Curtis Dixon with the ball. Fed over quickly to Evans. Now fed over, right wing side. And into the stick of Evans on the left wing. In the slot, Evans, the shot, and a right arm save by Vince. Lord fires it ahead at midfield, and Evans fights off the check. Still battling for the loose ball. Campbell going after it, and a penalty coming up to the Knighthawks. 1:50 to go, and the Roughnecks about to go on the man advantage as the net to our right is empty for the extra attacker. Bounce back to Daryl Veltman. And that's tapped out of play by Ian Lord. And a holding penalty coming up. And is Sean Evans going to go off with Ian Lord? Yes, he is. I'll take that trade any day of the week. Ian Lord, who is a very physical defender, will take Sean Evans to the box with him.
Yeah, Ian Lord is one of those guys you just don't like playing against. He's always in your face. He's always in your grill. Doesn't give you a lot of time and space on the floor. And obviously he's getting a little bit under Sean Evans' under his skin and not allowing him to do what he likes to do best.
1:38 to go here in the first half. Rochester in the lead by 1, 7-6, and Dylan Evans off for holding. Also picking up coincidental penalties are Sean Evans and Ian Lord. So here comes the Calgary man advantage. They're 0 for 1. Dixon feeds it up top to Veltman. Now over on the right wing to Doby. And that's an illegal pick. Dan Dawson bounces it ahead to Mike Kirk. Mike Kirk looking for someone to feed it over to. Thought he had Jamison. Now he gives it to 88 and White. Fed back now to Walters, who's tied up. Keogh comes in to help out. Fights off a double team. Triple team. Oh, and he got the shot off, and Poulin made the save.
And that was a great individual effort there by Stephen Keogh. He's one of those guys who's got a real big bag in his stick. It's hard to get the ball out of his stick, and he fought off 3 players going for a nice backhander, and it was a real nice save there by Mike Poulin.
48 seconds to go here in the first half. Doby up top to Veltman. Passes down low as it's worked up top. Now fed over. Scott Self goes after it, and he takes it away. He'll fire it through the middle. Grabbed by Brad Self. Takes on the double team, and there's a timeout. Timeout called by head coach Mike Hazen, and a wise one at that.
Yeah, that was a real good call there by Mike Hazen. Obviously, Self was going down the middle. It looked like he was going to get double teamed and possibly lose the ball. So it's a great opportunity to make call a timeout and move forward to kill off the rest of this penalty.
7-6 Rochester. Calgary still on the man advantage, which will carry over to the third quarter. And the Rochester Knighthawks have been battling back all evening long. And right now in possession of their second lead. 28.2 seconds to go. A 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Rochester will send out Dawson and Jamison along with Keogh and Walters, as they will have the ball shorthanded, trying to kill off as much time as they can. Dawson now with the ball. Dan Dawson winning his first championship last year. Native of Oakville, Ontario. In his 13th season now in the National Lacrosse League. Dawson has it on the left wing. 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Over now to Walters. Back to Dawson. 14 seconds left here in the second. Now to Keogh. Keogh, Bulls by 1. Gives it to Jamison on the half wall. Off the end boards, it pops up into the air. Bangs around behind the net. And 1.1 second to go here in the first half. I think they might get another second. Right now, 1.1 is showing on the game clock as Andrew McBride of Calgary and Sid Smith of Rochester over to talk to the officiating crew. The shot clock operator tonight, Ryan Fowler. And we'll see if there's any additional time up there. 7-6 Knighthawks, second quarter, and they will start deep from their own territory. And right now, still 3.1 up on the game clock, so they got an additional 2 seconds. And who is going to be back? Sid Smith is wanting to get this play started, and he's going to head on back as Carson Leung will start it. Fires it down into the Nighthawk zone, and a knockdown by Paul Dawson. And I'm talking about the ball, not the player. 7-6 Rochester in a very physical, tense game to end the first half of game 2. We'll be back with a halftime report here in a moment on the Nighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
$15 season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Good pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
The Philadelphia Wings rocked the Wells Fargo Center in 2014 with hard-hitting professional lacrosse action that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Can't come to every game? 5-game, 2-game plans are available and include a player meet and greet and other great benefits. Individual tickets start at just $10. Order by phone at 215-389-WING or online at wingslax.com. The Philadelphia Wings.
Here's a shot. Dixon into the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
16 seconds on the shot clock. Now here's Gobi. Gobi to Veltman. He scores. Daryl Veltman makes it a one-goal game at 6-5. Ball, though, plays it behind the net. Has a man there. There's John Grant Jr. What a pass as he sends it across out of nowhere. Over the back pass to a streaking Iannucci.
Benesh makes them pay again, and Benesh rolls a 7, and the Bandits have a 13-11 lead. Trying to get the Rock back into this. LeBlanc with a couple of passes, and they score. Rob Hellier, nice tic-tac-toe by the Rock.
On, dancing, Evans leaning on his man, spins off his man, steps out, scores! Sean Evans scores the goal! The Roughnecks are moving on to the West Final as Sean Evans is your hero. It's over. 16-15. The Roughnecks win.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
History. Here we go. We're going to be underway here momentarily as Scott Self and Curtis Manning will face off to start the third quarter of play. And it's going to be a procedure call against Calgary. So Rochester with the ball. Here comes Scott Self to Jamieson. Lost the handle on it, and Calgary takes it away. Dixon with it. 9 seconds remaining on the man advantage. So Rochester had the ball, and Dixon shoots it wide. That was deflected wide off a stick, I believe, of Ian Lord. Rochester back at even strength. Dobie's shot is knocked down off the arm of Paul Dawson, who is a former NLL netminder. Backing his way in is Dobie. Over now to Shatler on the right wing. Marked up one-on-one with Paul Dawson. Still has it. The shot, stick save, rebound, and that one is picked up by Paul Dawson. So the first opportunity is denied by the Rochester Knighthawks, and now they will go to work on offense. Joe Walters, who has one tonight, to Dawson on the left wing. Down low to point, across to Walters. In on goal, the shot, and that hits the crossbar. Bounces off the near glass. Picked up by Keogh. Keogh, swim move to get free. Still has it. Gives it to Dawson. Across now to Paulus, and he'll pass it to Walters on the right wing. Keogh waiting for the pass. Walters keeps, shoots, and the shot is off the pads. And very nearly applied a big hit. Paulus knocked down to the turf. Dawson goes after it. Walters with a big hit. Now trying to take it away. McFetridge still keeping control of the ball, and he flips it on back.
Wow, that was an opportunity there for the Rochester defense to get that ball back real quick. But obviously they let the Calgary Roughneck player get up and be able to move that ball.
Passed over on the left wing, 9 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Dixon in the slot, takes it in on goal. The shot and the save by Matt Vince. He'll feed it on ahead. Flip pass to Campbell. Campbell on the right wing. Leung on him, playing defense, as Jamison has it now for the Knighthawks, backing his way in. Jamison still with it. In front. Paulus the shot, he missed wide. Grabbed by Vitarelli, knocked out of his stick. He picks it right back up. Vitarelli, he scored! Corey Vitarelli, are you kidding me?
And what a goal by Corey Vitarelli. Wow. To get that ball, that loose ball there, bouncing out of the corner, comes around, spins, throws a nice backhander over Mike Poulin, who didn't even know the ball was coming, and that was an unbelievable goal, but totally expected from a guy like Corey Vitarelli.
Corey Vitarelli, his 7th goal of the playoffs, and Rochester with their biggest lead of the game, 8-6. So the Rochester Knighthawks with a 2-goal advantage. They played a pretty tight game against Buffalo, which they broke open in the 3rd to win game 2 of the East Finals. Now in on goal, that shot goes wide of the net, out of play, and that's going to be Rochester ball. So here come the Rochester Knighthawks offensively. Walters fires it to Keogh. Dawson, down low to point, brings it to the middle of the floor. The shot that he actually faked that, and that is knocked out of his stick. It dribbles on back to Poulin, who will hit McFetridge. Passes to Doby. 11:50 to go in the 3rd. Rochester 8. Calgary 6. Evans will feed it back to Dixon, who will skip it over now to Veltman on the right wing. Feeds it down low now, passed up top. Curtis Dixon likes to fire from the outside. He's been successful this evening. Now has it behind the net. The wraparound attempt, and that is knocked away. And Paul Dawson will chop away the rebound. Paul Dawson's got a lane. Paul Dawson in on goal. He scored! They let him go, and he made him pay.
And that was like the parting of the Red Sea when Paul Dawson got that ball and drove the net. Nobody went to him. He was down even on his wrong, believe he was on the wrong side of the floor. Nobody even touched him. He shot the ball in behind Mike Poulin.
Paul Dawson, ladies and gentlemen. Breaks in on the right wing side, and he beats Mike Poulin. And for Paul Dawson, that is only his 3rd career playoff goals in 8 seasons. And Mike Poulin is going to be lifted for Chiliano.
Well, that's a surprise to pull Mike Poulin. You know, obviously he's only let in 9 here, and the last 2 goals, I don't think that it's really his fault. You know, the guys went in uncontested. Corey Vitarelli's real nice goal probably would have went in on any goalie. That one there, Paul Dawson went in uncontested and scored.
Well, let's see if it's just a breather for Poulin. He still has his helmet on the bench, as Walters now will give it up top to Jamison. Jamison. Keogh setting the pick for Dawson. Shot. Kick save by Chiliano. And now it looks like Poulin is going to head back in between the pipes. So 1 shot, 1 save for Chiliano. Evans with the ball on the right wing side. Feeds it across. That one is picked off. Sullivan feeds it ahead. Paul Dawson looking for two. He can't hang on.
I think that was a matter of Paul Dawson shooting it before he caught it. He got real excited that nobody came to him again, and he wasn't able to squeeze that ball.
Point comes away with it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock as Walters took the high pass. Walters charging in, switches hands, in on goal, and he just had it stripped away. And Joe Walters was inches away from a great shot after a nice split dodge. Less than 10 to go here in the third. 9-6 Knighthawks as Shatler will fire it across on the left wing to Dixon. Dixon. The low shot, and Vince will make the save. He picks it up. Fakes the air gate. Now holds onto it. Runs into Lord. Now brings it up top on the run. Shot, save, rebound corralled, and passed on ahead. Here come the Knighthawks. Brad Self passes it back to Jamison. Jamison willing. Keogh in the play in front to Dawson. In on goal. Shot, save, rebound. And it's kicked out by Brad Self, who dives on top of it and bats it on back to a waiting Keogh, who will give it now to Jamison. And they're going to call a bench penalty on the Knighthawks. 9:08 to go here in the third, and it will be a Calgary power play when we come back. 9-6 Knighthawks on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Wings rocked the Wells Fargo Center in 2014 with hard-hitting professional lacrosse action that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Can't come to every game? 5-game, 2-game plans are available and include a player meet and greet and other great benefits. Individual tickets start at just $10. Order by phone at 215-389-WING or online at wingslax.com. The Philadelphia.
Here's a shot. Dixon into the net, scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary!
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Goal lead and a huge penalty kill here for the Knighthawks.
Yeah, this is a huge penalty kill for the Rochester Knighthawks, and obviously the Calgary Roughnecks want to get back on the board here to try and put a goal in here for in the third quarter. But it's a big kill, and Matt Vince needs to come up huge here.
9:08 to go in the third, and Sean Evans will be the man with the ball. Rochester has scored 5 in a row to take a 3-goal lead as Evans will feed it over. Now Dixon to Veltman. Down low to Doby. The shot knocked down by Sid Smith. Pops up into the air. Grabbed by Doby. Dane Doby to Veltman. Gives it back up top to Evans. Dixon across. Doby, shot, he hit the post. Rebound into the stick of Sid Smith. Rolls it on ahead, and back away comes Jamison. 2-on-1 break if he can hurry. Feeds it in front and off the stick of Mike Kirk. Kirk now corrals the bouncing ball and gives it to Keogh. 1:12 to go on the man advantage. Keogh charging in right wing side. Pulls his way in and goal. Still has it. He has it stripped away. And that one is picked up by Greg Harnett. Flip pass on back, just over 8 to go here in the third as Curtis Dixon, with 56 seconds to work with on the Roughnecks man advantage. Dixon with it on the left wing side. Up top to Veltman. Shot saved by Matt Vince. He's got Brad Self open. If he can hit him for a breakaway. Self in on a breakaway. On pull-in. Shot. He missed over the top of the net. Over and back violation, and they're going to tell Sean Evans to get off the turf.
I guess if you're down like that, you should be going off the floor.
Absolutely. Up top to Veltman. Now to Doby. Back to Veltman. Down low to Shatler. Back to Doby. In front of the net. Grabbed out of the air by Scott Self. Here come the Knighthawks. Scott Self and Brad Self. Brother combination. Scored! They cannot stop the Self brothers. Scott Self shorthanded.
And that was a real nice goal there by Scott Self. Obviously, the Calgary offense was just standing watching, and the both Self brothers were breaking down the floor. Nobody seemed to be wanting to run back or put any sort of effort to put any chase on them, and Selford put the ball in the net in behind Mike Poulin.
And Sean Evans is headed to the penalty box for roughing. It's what plagued them during the year. They play very disciplined against Rochester at home. And I think frustration getting a little bit of the better of Sean Evans here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think so. I think Sean Evans, obviously, he's got one goal in the game, and he's been shut down most of the game. So, you know, for a guy like Sean Evans to be shut down for almost 2.5 quarters, it's something that he's going to be real frustrated with.
Knocked away, intercepted by the Knighthawks. And one of the Knighthawks went crashing into the bench. Into the Calgary bench. Well, the play was whistled down. Tough to see who that was. I think they went right into the bench through the open door. 7 minutes to go here in the third. Rochester in the lead by 4. Campbell blanketing his man. Sid Smith eyeing up Curtis Dixon. Looking, firing, doesn't find the mark. Picked up by Ranger. 6 seconds on the shot clock, and he is enveloped in a blanket of white. Now breaks free, and he runs right through the crease.
Not quite sure why Dixon ran right through the crease there. It was, maybe he just lost track of where he was on the floor, but he literally ran right through the crease.
6:26 to go here in the third. Vitarelli with the ball. Rochester on the man advantage as Paulus. Now to Jamison, left wing to Keogh. Point to Keogh to Jamison. Over to Point. Now to Jamison. Trying to skip by his defenders and grab the ball. Now Keogh the shot, and that is knocked away. A legal pick called on the Knighthawks. Fired down the turf to Dane Doby. Oh, what a play coming back by Brad Self. Doby now battling for it. 3 Knighthawks, 4 Knighthawks. Doby in there. Rochester comes away with it. That is one of the most incredible plays I've seen in my life. Brad Self sold out and grabbed it. He looked like Derek Jeter.
That was a great play there by Selper. Obviously showing his athleticism. He's one of those guys who's a real good hockey player, and he's even a better lacrosse player. So that shows the athleticism of the athletes that are down on the turf tonight.
Jamison across the point. He hit the side of the net. Grabbed by Vitarelli. Vitarelli from long range, and he actually hit his own man in front of the net. Shot clock violation. 10-6 Rochester. Here in the third, 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go. And Calgary back at even strength. Fed over now to Ranger. Check that, Shatler. Across right wing. Trying to work his way in front is Dixon. Running into Lord. The shot, and he scored. Jeff Shatler, faked high, went low.
And that was a real nice shot there by Jeff Shatler. Offensively, the Calgary Roughnecks were swinging the ball side to side. There was lots of good ball movement, which allowed Shatler to get wide open and take a real nice shot there on Matt Mintz to beat him underneath the glove.
10-12 the time of the goal, and that ends a 6-0 Rochester run. And for Jeff Shatler, I believe that is his second goal of the game. And it is his second goal, 10-7 Rochester. Evans wins the draw, gets it back to Sullivan, deep in his own territory. Passes it to Walters across midfield into the Roughneck zone. 4.5 to go in the third. Leung against Walters. Walters gives it now to Dawson, and this is where the Knighthawks have to answer back, Drisky, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely. This is offensively, Rochester really needs to answer and score another goal here.
Fed over to Walters. Gets by his man. Shot, he hit the crossbar, and that one bounces all the way back, and Matt Vince is going to scoop it up for Rochester. Ahead now to Walters. Steps across midfield. Has it on the right wing side. Walters gets by his man. In on goal, the shot, and he fires it in, and Poulin hangs on and makes the save. An official timeout on the turf. 3:52 to go here in the third. Rochester 10, Calgary 7. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
$15 season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Good pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse eludes a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Wings rock the Wells Fargo Center in 2014 with hard-hitting professional lacrosse action that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Can't come to every game? 5-game, 2-game plans are available and include a player meet and greet and other great benefits. Individual tickets start at just $10. Order by phone at 215-389-WING or online at wingslax.com.
Get to that 10-minute mini game and see what happens from there.
3:46 to go here in the third. Dixon fires it over to Evans. Watch there by the double team of Sid Smith and Ian Lord. Skips it up top. Veltman now to Shatler. Shatler feeds it in front. The shot, he scores. Dane Doby from Shatler. And that's his first of the game.
Yeah, that is his first of the game, and you don't want to get Dane Doby, allow him to get hot. He's one of those guys that can score in bunches, and we've seen last week that he got 2 or 3 right in a row to take the Calgary Roughnecks to winning that game. And that was a great 2-man game there by Jeff Shatler and Dane Doby. He slipped in, nice little slip pick. Shatler fed him the ball, and he put that ball in nice and tight.
So the Nighthawk lead is 2. And Dane Doby, who had a hat trick in game 1, has one tonight. Rochester wins the draw. Kirk bounces it over to Brad Self. Rochester needs an answer. Brad Self will pass it to Johnny Paulus. He'll pass it now to Dawson on the left wing, who gives it on back for Keogh. Keogh trying to get open. The shot through the screen. He missed wide. And that one goes up into the rafters. It's going to be Roughnecks ball with 3 minutes to go. Third quarter action, and Rochester hanging on to a 2-goal lead now. Shots are even 9-9 here in the third quarter. It was 10-6 at one point, but 2 straight goals by the Roughnecks, and they have cut the deficit to 10-8. Across to Evans. Shot, save, rebound. Evans going after it. Campbell off his stick. Into the stick. Paul Dawson, and he hits the trailer point, and he overruns it. And here comes McBride across to Evans. The shot and a save made by Matt Vince. And Evans early in the shot clock let that one go and handed it right back to Rochester.
And that was early in the shot clock there, and I'm sure he's going to get talking to when he gets to the bench just to pull it out and move the ball around a little bit.
Point.
It's good for the Rochester Knighthawks.
Dawson, left wing. Across to Joe Walters, 2 minutes to go in the third. Walters, Vitarelli. Vitarelli's shot is knocked down, and it's grabbed by Poulin, who will fire it on over to his left. And the Roughnecks quickly up the turf. Off the stick of his man, Vitarelli, has his helmet dislodged, and behind the play, Rochester picks it off. Jamison across midfield, has it on the right wing against Carnegie. 90 seconds to go. The shot by Jamison is denied. The rebound, one-handed on ahead to McCray. McCray puts on the brakes, the former RIT standout. And Jeff Shatler now in possession of the ball for the Roughnecks with just over a minute to go here in the third. Feeds it over to Dixon, left wing. Dixon across. Shot, save as Shatler one-timed it. Shatler gets it back. Wanted to take the shot, and he'll feed it up top, and they'll set it back up. 50 seconds left. Dixon backing in. Looking. Spinning. In on goal. Shot. Save. Where is it? And it trickles wide of the net.
That almost bounced in there behind Matt Vince. And obviously Dixon is looking to take this team on his shoulders and try to get those 2 or 3 goals to try and put them back in the lead here to get Calgary up by 1.
Paulus in front of the net. He is knocked down to the turf as he tried to let that one go. 26 seconds to go here in the third. Racing up the turf. As Greg Harnett flip pass, Poulin on the bench. 15 seconds to work with the extra attacker. Evans from the left wing. Up top to Darryl Veltman. 8 seconds left in the third. Gives it to Evans. Across. Past the shot. He scored. Jeff Shatler with 0.3 seconds to go. They're within 1.
You know what? That's the thing here for the Calgary Roughnecks. They don't have any quit in them, and they can score in bunches, and that's what they seem to be doing right now. Rochester needs to find a way to put the ball in the net, get a save, get a good defensive shutdown, or do something to change momentum here. Otherwise, Calgary is going to go on a bit of a run here.
A 3-0 run for the Roughnecks after Rochester took a 4-goal lead after a 6-0 run. And the third quarter comes to an end, and Calgary ends it with 3 straight goals to cut the deficit to 1. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
The Philadelphia Wings rock the Wells Fargo Center in 2014 with hard-hitting professional lacrosse action that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Can't come to every game? 5-game, 2-game plans are available and include a player meet and greet and other great benefits. Individual tickets start at just $10. Order by phone at 215-389-WING or online at wingslax.com.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28 or your McDonald Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena, 10-9 Rochester, and you knew that Calgary, who has made a living off of coming back this season, would not yield this game and hope for a win in the mini game. They were going to stick around and try to steal game 2.
Oh, absolutely. I think they kind of shut things down there a little bit for a while, and then they got a couple goals, sparked them a little bit, got a couple saves from Mike Poulin, got some stops defensively, and then their offense went on a bit of a run to get within one here. And that's something that Rochester needs to shut down. They need to shut that down quick.
Well, the Rochester Knighthawks, their last goal at 7:42 of the third, and that was the goal by Scott Self. And Rochester was off and rolling. But 2 goals by Shatler, including one with 0.3 to go, and now they're within 1. Evans wins the opening face-off of the fourth quarter. Across midfield, Knighthawks need a victory. Here comes Evans charging into the Roughnecks zone. They need a victory to force the mini game. Over to Vitarelli. Vitarelli passes to Jamieson. Jamieson across the crease, the shot, and a save made by Poulin. Jamieson was called for a crease violation. Opening minute of the fourth. And an obvious comment, the next goal will be large, as it'll either tie it up or give Rochester a 2-goal cushion. Over now to Evans, the shot, and that hit Ian Lord. Bounces off the near glass. What a great play by Sid Smith to one-hand that out of the air. Feeds it on ahead. Rochester setting up their offense again as it's passed over to Keogh. Keogh taking on McCray. Keogh spinning away from his man. Looking, fires a shot, low rebound, scored! Dangerous Dan Dawson, it's 11-9.
Dan Dawson's been pretty quiet most of the game here. I know he's got a goal early in the game, and that was a real nice play there to follow in and get that rebound and put the ball in behind Mike Poulin.
1:05, the time of the goal. And it's 11-9 Rochester. And I'm trying to figure out why they haven't faced it off yet.
Waiting for Calgary to throw the flag.
And it's going to be Rochester ball, and you're right. I mean, they have until the face-off to challenge the call, and it took an eternity for them to face the ball off. At least it seemed that way. Jamieson. And an illegal pick call. And here come the Roughnecks in transition, and Rochester able to race back as Dan Dawson with his second of the night. 13:30 to go. Faking the shot was Dixon. Now to Evans. No stranger to shooting the ball, and that one is snuffed out. Now fed in front, the shot, and Doby is denied. And a crease call. And here comes Scott Campbell. Campbell against Cornwall. Campbell fires it over to Dawson. Watch there by Greg Harnett. Feeds it in front, the shot, and he is denied. Where is it? It is underneath Poulin. What a nifty pass, and Keogh is denied as Poulin hugged that far pipe. That was a big save by Mike Poulin. Shatler right wing. Tries to get away from Kirk. Spinning, fires, shot, save, rebound, and Doby picks it up. And this time, the low to high fake, Matt Vince makes the save.
Yeah, absolutely. And Matt Vince has been solid here. He hasn't, they've scored some goals, but they've been real nice goals. And he's really making Calgary work for their goals, and that's something that he needs to do.
And the Knighthawks now will work the ball into the Roughnecks zone as Walters has it right wing. Up top to Jamison. Across to Dawson. Left wing to Point. Point, 9 seconds to work with. Looking, still with it. Over to Jamison. It bounces behind the net, and that is scooped up by Poulin. Fired on ahead, taken across midfield. John Harnett. Or check that, Greg Harnett. And Dixon has it in the high slot, 11:48 to go. Now to Evans. Up top, Dixon shot over the glass and into the crowd, but that is off the stick of Scott Self. So Evans on the restart on the left wing. Evans against Ian Lord. Ferocious defender is number 29 in white. Evans in the slot. Shot, save, rebound behind the net. And Paul Dawson will pick it up.
And defensively, Rochester's playing real well here. They're not giving Calgary a whole lot of space to shoot the ball, which is good. So I think that's what they had to do coming into the fourth quarter, not allow them to shoot the ball and not allow them to get easy goals.
Jamison on the right wing. Now in the slot. Has it on his off wing. Jamison, shot, scored! Cody Jamison bounces it in. It is 12-9.
That was a real nice goal there by Cody Jamison, and obviously he's trying to take his team on his shoulders. He slipped topside, came across the floor, and put the ball back the other way on Mike Poulin, who wasn't up for the task on that shot.
Third goal for Jammer, and it is a 3-goal lead. Time of the goal, 3:57. Paulus and Dawson assisting. So Rochester opens the fourth quarter with 2 straight. And their lead is now 3. Dylan Evans to take the face-off. And a procedure call. So Curtis Manning was getting some draw time, as was McIntosh, with the injury to Jeff Snyder, sidelining him for the entire finals. And the shot in tight by Doby is denied. And now Matt Vince on top of Doby. And who is going to get possession? You're going to say Rochester ball. Mike Kirk was on the bottom of that pile. 10:52 to go in the fourth. It's a 3-goal lead. And the Rochester Knighthawks looking to match their biggest lead of the contest. Vitarelli up to Walters. Over to Dawson on the left wing. Dawson backing his way in. Posting up. Now brings it up top. Looking, spinning, still with it. Shot, scores! A hat trick for Dawson.
That was a real nice goal there by Dan Dawson. And I know you can't, people are listening in, they can't really see what Craig Point was doing out on the floor. He was setting big picks for Dan Dawson. He was going high, going low, setting picks both sides of the number 33. and Dan Dawson came around the pick and shot the ball in the net. And that was a real great individual effort there by Craig Point to allow Dan Dawson to put the ball in the top corner.
And here comes Chiliano again. He has played 40 seconds, has faced one shot, and has made one save.
That's maybe something that Calgary's looking down the stretch. Maybe they're throwing in the towel here for this for the last 10 minutes, but I'm sure they're going to try and claw back and try to get within one or two before the end of the quarter, and then try and win that mini game.
Well, head coach Kurt Malosky talking to Poulin. I'm assuming he's going back in.
Doesn't look like he's taking his helmet off here.
Well, I am incorrect. You are right, Mr. Driscoll. The shot by Dixon way wide of the net, and that is across midfield. Over and back violation. And Craig Point is going to have the ball and give it over to Walters on the right wing. And now to Jamieson. Jamieson across to Point, looking, still with it. Flip pass in front of the net. Keogh lofts it up top, off the near boards. Grabbed by Jamieson, up top to Walters. Walters into his dodge, still with it. Fires it, Point scores!
What a great shot there by Craig Point. And even better, the ball movement of the Rochester offense was unbelievable. And that was back and forth. The ball was swung to both sides on the floor, and it ended up in Craig Point's stick, who was wide open in front of that. And Craig Point's never going to miss that.
Craig Point puts it to the back of the net. It is a 5-goal lead, the biggest of the game. 9:46 to go here in the fourth. Dylan Evans battling for it. McFedridge picks it up. And he will step it across the midfield line to Shatler. Shatler on the right wing. One-on-one with Dawson. The shot and a save made by Matt Vince. Paul Dawson ahead to Brad Self. Across midfield to Dylan Evans. Watch there by Sean Evans. Near side to Jamieson. Now down low to Vitarelli. Up top to Paulus, left wing to Dan Dawson. In front, Point, shot, save made by Chiliano. Dawson going after it, and a loose ball push on Dawson. 9 minutes to go here in the fourth. Rochester has exploded for 4 in a row to open the fourth. 14-9 Knighthawks. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Here's a shot. Dixon to the net, scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary!
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
Philadelphia Wings rocked the Wells Fargo Center in 2014 with hard-hitting professional lacrosse action that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Can't come to every game? 5-game, 2-game plans are available and include a player meet and greet and other great benefits. Individual tickets start at just $10. Order by phone at 215-389-WING or online at wingslax.com.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
And the man whose nickname is Dangerous Dan has led the Rochester Knighthawks to a 5-goal lead. And Dawson, who missed his first game in 12 seasons. When he sat out game 1, has come back Willis Reed style for those NBA fans, and has led the Rochester Knighthawks with 3 goals and 4 assists to give Rochester the lead 14-9. Curtis Dixon with the ball. 41-38 are the shots. Chiliano in goal, Poulin on the bench. Gets it over right wing side. Fired across to Ranger. Ranger guarded there by Scott Campbell. Ranger in the slot. Looking, shooting, he scored. He trickles it by Matt Vince. 14-10.
And again, that was that outside shot that they really have to be aware of. They're obviously shooting around screens. They're not allowing Matt Vince to see the ball, and they're shooting the ball real quick underneath the glove of Matt Vince. And that's something that Ranger has done pretty well most of the game tonight.
Rangers' first point of the evening. Calgary is down 14-10. 8:37 to go. Evans wins the draw. Fires it on back into his own zone to Mike Kirk. Here come the Knighthawks as Evans, Dylan Evans that is, will feed it on back to Joe Walters. Walters still with it. Trying to set a pick with the ball in his stick. Over now to Dawson. Dawson, swim move. Dawson in on goal. Shot saved by Chiliano. And the Rochester Knighthawks will go back on defense. Chiliano in the playoffs, 5.99 goals against, 800 save percentage. And the Roughnecks, Dixon backing his way in on goal. Looking, trying to get free, shoots that one wide of the net. No, they're going to say Vince got a piece of it. I thought that skimmed, or actually went off the end boards and then popped up, but they said it skimmed off his pad. Over to Dixon. Dixon trying to get free. Still with it. Now to Ranger again. Ranger shot, big save by Vince. Evans picks it up. 7:20 to go as the Roughnecks now applying the pressure. Dane Doby will work it across on the far boards. Feeds the cutter in front, and Evans hits the Tim Horton side, which is about 10 feet wide of the goal. Backing his way in. Now pulling the trigger over the net. Into the stick of Sullivan. Bounce pass to Sid Smith, team captain of the Knighthawks for the second year, and he has it picked out of the air by Sean Evans, and he shoots, and he is denied.
And that was a big save there by Matt Vince. And obviously a bit of a miscommunication there by the Rochester defense who allows Sean Evans just to drive the net and shoot that uncontested.
Fed over on the left wing to Keogh. Back to Dawson. 6.5 remaining here in the fourth. Keogh to Jamison, right wing. In front of the net, behind the back, he scores! Stephen Keogh, 15-10.
Wow, what a pass by Cody Jamison. What a catch by Stephen Keogh. And even better, behind the back shot there to go in behind the Calgary Roughnecks goalie. That was an unbelievable goal and a big goal for the Rochester Knighthawks to go ahead by 5.
And Chiliano's going to adjust his lid. For Stephen Keogh, who's having a career season, that's his 3rd goal of the game. 71 points this year. And are they challenging the... Yes, they are. They are going to challenge the Rochester goal. I have not seen the replay yet. Well, we'll see. Beautiful feed. Great shot by Keogh. When's the ball go? Oh, the ball's already in the net. And then he falls to the turf.
Yeah, he almost even looked like he fell outside the crease, so it doesn't even look like he was even close to the crease there from the angle that we have on the monitor.
So Mark Ardonio taking a look at it.
Mark Ardonio, good Guelph boy. Good Guelph boy.
I wonder who was from Guelph. I think Chris the Pistol Driscoll.
I wonder. The Mecca of lacrosse in Ontario.
Well, I'm sure there would be other ones that would debate that, Drisky, but...
Oh, I'm probably sure about that.
I'm sure the boys from Peterborough and St. Catharines and Orangeville and Six Nations.
Where? Where's that?
I know. 6:19 to go. The ball's in the net before Keogh lands. I think they're looking at the back left foot. What a play. What an athletic play by Keogh. The ball's in the net now, then he comes down with his hands. They're taking a long look.
And they just had Kirk Malowski on the Jumbotron showing and saying it's a goal. It's a good goal.
Gardonio out of the timekeeper's box, and it is a good goal. Well, there is nothing lost by challenging that one.
No, absolutely not. That's something that, with 6 minutes to go, you're down by 5. You might as well throw the flag.
15-10, and Dylan Evans, clean face-off win. Over now to Campbell. It ricochets away from Campbell, who grabs it, spinning away from one defender, the former Elmira lacrosse and hockey star at the Division III Elmira College Soaring Eagles.
Played both there?
He did play both there, which is incredible when you consider the amount of effort it takes to play one collegiate sport. That's why I only did it for a year and a half. Not lacrosse, mind you.
Baseball.
Nope, not baseball either, Drisky. Rowing.
Ooh,
yep.
You were a rower?
I was a rower.
Wow.
5:38 to go. I was a baseball player up until that time. They told me that I should probably start rowing. Left wing side, here come the Knighthawks. He scores! John Sullivan, 16-10.
John Sullivan. Breakaway. Goes in, plants, shoots, puts the ball in the net. That's an unbelievable goal to go up by 6 here, to go with 5.5 minutes to go here. John Sullivan, I think that might even be his first goal of the year.
That's his first. Actually, that is his first playoff goal since 2007, when he played for the Minnesota Swarm. .529 to go. Rochester led 7-6 at half, and now they lead 16-10 here in the fourth. Face off. Smith going after it. Dylan Evans in there, scooped up by Scott Self. Scott Self bounces off a check by Leung. Now to Dylan Evans. And he'll pass it over to Jamison as the offense now will head out to the turf. Jamison with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Across to Dawson. 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Dawson from the left wing, backing his way in on Shatler. Dawson gets free, shoots, and he hit the post. And they're going to call a illegal pick behind the play. 4:54 to go. Rochester 16, Calgary 10. We'll be back. Game 2 of the Champions Cup Finals. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
The Philadelphia Wings rocked the Wells Fargo Center in 2014 with hard-hitting professional lacrosse action that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Can't come to every game? 5-game, 2-game plans are available and include a player meet and greet and other great benefits. Individual tickets start at just $10. Order by phone at 215-389-WING or online at wingslax.com.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
Why do I?
Season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
What?
It up top. Shot. Kick save by Vince. Off the stick of Lord. The behind the back shot hits the back of the net. Yeah, that one is played off the near boards. Tapped through the middle. Paul Dawson picking it up. Yeah, don't feed it on ahead to Mike Kirk. Fed over to Vitarelli, who had a huge goal. A behind the back goal in the second quarter. Point from the left wing. Looking. Pulling the trigger right into the breadbasket of Chiliano. Less than 4 to go here in the fourth. Charging up the turf is Cornwall. Feeds it over the shot, and Vince makes the save. As Vince now approaching 40 saves, Paul Dawson fighting off 3 defenders into the Calgary zone. Paul Dawson with a goal as well earlier as Rochester with some transition tonight, which is one of the things that they lacked in game one. Vitarelli down the near boards to Joe Walters. Paulus trying to get open. Walters feeds it in front to Paulus, and he can't connect. And that one is picked off, and back away come the Roughnecks into the Rochester zone with just over 3 to go. Sullivan checking his man now, Doby. Over to Dixon. Dixon, the shot over the top of the net off the stick of Doby, and that'll bounce across midfield, over and back with 3:04 remaining. And Rochester with the restart. They're going to restart it over to Keogh. Keogh to Walters. 2:56 to go. Dawson in the middle of the floor. Right wing to Walters. Walters in his dodge. In the slot. Looks. Over to Dawson. The shot into the pads of Chiliano, and Leung grabs the rebound with 2:40 remaining. Leung with it. In on goal, the shot, and that is denied by Matt Vince, who then follows it up with a save on Curtis Dixon.
And Matt Vince has definitely stepped up and shut the door here for the Rochester Knighthawks late in this game, and that's exactly what he needed to do.
16-10 Rochester, 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the fourth quarter of game two. Corey Vitarelli to Dawson. Across now to Point in the left wing. In front of the net to Vitarelli, and a slashing penalty coming up to Vitarelli with 2:07 to go. And check that, McBride better be careful. He almost got one as well.
I think that was sold a little bit there by Corey Bittarelli on the dive. But you know what? Both teams have been doing it all game long. And you know what? If you're going to run into somebody, stand up and play the game like you're supposed to play the game.
That from a 19-year veteran and multiple Champions Cup winner, Chris Driscoll.
Yeah, it's just something, you know what, you're watching it, you're trying to get calls out, I get it, you're trying to get calls out on the field, but you know what, everybody sees exactly what's going on, and it's just, you know, this is just a great game, and we don't need to be overshadowed by stuff like that.
The shot, that hit the crossbar as Curtis Dixon, no, that went out of play. I thought for certain that hit the crossbar. Dawson across midfield. Feeds it over to Joe Walters. 1:40 to go. Here in the fourth, 16-10. Rochester with a 6-goal lead. Walters drawing the double in the slot, and it is stripped away. Rolled up top. Here comes Keogh. He nearly took it away. Nick Fedridge with it. 1:20 to go. Calgary on the man advantage. And in a minute and 15 seconds, we will take a 2-minute break and head to the mini game. And that one is picked off by Brad Self. And he will walk it across the timeline with the final minute here of the fourth quarter. Rochester is going to even this series at 1. And then one of the most exciting things in indoor lacrosse will happen. A 10-minute mini game to decide who is going to raise the Champions Cup. 44 seconds to go. Walters with it. The shot, that goes wide of the net. Shot clock violation. 38 seconds left here in the fourth. And the shot by Doby's denied. Matt Vince looks down the floor. He lofts it to Brad Self. One-on-one with Cornwall. He's got it underneath him. Cornwall taps it ahead. Passes it over. And then fed cross crease. Curtis Dixon grabbed that ball as it went off the stick of Ian Lord. The wraparound attempt. 3 seconds left. And this game is over. Game 2 of the NLL Finals goes to the Knighthawks. 16-10. We will take a 2-minute break and we will set the stage for a 10-minute mini game to determine the winner of the 2014 Champions Cup. We'll be back in the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Good pass. Here's a shot. Dixon to the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
This is Buffalo Bandits Lacrosse. Get your tickets now, starting at just $28, or your McDonald's Family 4-pack for just $89. Don't miss the hard-hitting, high-scoring action this season.
Score! Stenhouse loses a check, takes a shot, he scores!
Tickets are available at the First Niagara Center box office, online at bandits.com, or by phone at 1-888-467-2273. See you in Banditland.
Support the National Lacrosse League and show the world you're a fan with team merchandise from the National Lacrosse League official online store, shop.nll.com. You'll find a great selection of National Lacrosse League team items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, accessories, and more. You'll also find great customer service, 365-day hassle-free returns, and fast shipping. So show the world you support the National Lacrosse League with official gear from shop.nll.com.
The Philadelphia Wings rocked the Wells Fargo Center in 2014 with hard-hitting professional lacrosse action that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Can't come to every game? 5-game, 2-game plans are available and include a player meet and greet and other great benefits. Individual tickets start at just $10. Order by phone at 215-389-WING or online at wingslax.com.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena and the mini game in the NLL Finals to determine the winner of the 2014 Champions Cup. Mike Poulin is back in goal, and as I was failed to realize, he was back at the tail end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he was. They threw him back in to obviously get a couple shots just before the mini game. I think that Calgary Roughnecks had wrote that game off at that point when Rochester got up by 4 or 5. And they put Mike Poulin on the bench for about 5 to 6 minutes, and he went back in with about 5 minutes to go just to get him fresh for the mini game that's going to happen right now.
Dylan Evans for Rochester, Curtis Manning for Calgary, and here we go. The mini game to decide it all. And the face-off to start the mini game as they battle for it is won by the Roughnecks. Shatler with the ball, as they will get their offensive personnel out there as Curtis Dixon with the ball as he flips it back for Veltman. 15 seconds on the shot clock as Shatler now has it. Flips it in front to Doby, and he missed wide. He missed wide, and Brad Self takes it away. Wow, Dane Doby was wide open.
And he never misses something like that. He slipped in there, real nice slip pick, got a real nice pass, and he caught it in tight, and just missed the net.
Dan Dawson over now to Jamison, to Walters. Rochester looking to take the lead. Walter, or check that to Dawson. The shot, and he missed wide. Or check that. They reset the 30. And here come the Roughnecks. I don't know if he got a piece of that or not, or was a shot clock violation, but nonetheless, Evans has the ball in Rochester territory. 8:50 to go in the 10-minute mini game as it's fed over to Dane Doby. Doby across. Curtis Dixon being stood up by 2 defenders, now spinning back to his right, and it's swatted away. And a shot clock violation. Here comes Scott Self. Rochester into the Calgary zone. Up top to Jamison. They won game 1, or they won game 2, game 1 tonight, 16-10. Dawson over to Jamison. Looking for Jamison. He always scores big goals. Let's see if he can get one here. Jamison. Shot saved, and the rebound is grabbed by Vitarelli. Up top now to Dawson. Over 8 to go here in the mini game as Dawson has it on the left wing. Dan Dawson gives it left wing to Keogh. Keogh in the slot, bowling by 1. Keogh, he bounces it out of play as he was trying to skip that pass. Poulin and McFetridge now after the errant shot. Here comes Shatler. 7:46 to go in the mini game. Rochester with 2 shots on goal thus far. Veltman over to Evans. Evans sidesteps 1. Gets it up top to Doby, to Dixon. Shot saved by Vince. He got the left arm out. They reset the shot clock as Shatler scoops it up. Lofts it up top to Evans. Evans against Sullivan. Evans in on goal. The shot he scored. Sean Evans went right around the D, and it's 1-0, and Sean Evans scored both goals against Edmonton. And now he has his 3rd mini game goal of his career.
Yeah, you know what? Sean Evans scores big goals like that. And he has, obviously, he's been shut down most of the game tonight. I know he got the first goal of the game to bring Calgary a little bit of energy at the beginning of the game, but he's been kind of quiet most of the rest of the game. But the Rochester defenders have done a real good job on that one. There, he seemed to have a clear lane right to the net. When you give Sean Evans a clear lane to the net, he's usually going to score goals, and that's exactly what just happened.
Well, just like Buffalo did, Calgary takes a 1-0 lead as Evans at 2:42. And here come the Roughnecks again as Rochester will settle back on defense. 6:50 to go in the mini game. Calgary 1, Rochester 0. Curtis Dixon with it against Sid Smith. Up top to Ranger. Ranger with it with 8 seconds on the shot clock as Mike Kirk will go over to help out. The shot, Vince the save. Rebound grabbed by Kirk. And a big hit off the end boards, Vince. That's an 8-second call. Vince was trying to run around with it, and they forced the 8-second violation. 6:24 to go here in the mini game. 1-0 Calgary. And Rochester needs a stop here, big time. Evans from the left wing. Against Paul Dawson, he'll feed it up top to Curtis Dixon. Now to Shatler. The shot, save, rebound, grabbed by Paul Dawson. He's got Brad Self breaking. 2-on-1. Self in on goal. The shot, he hit the post. Grabbed by Paul Dawson. Fed in front to Keogh. Shot kick, saved by Poulin. Stephen Keogh had the look he wanted. Tried to go 5-hole, but Poulin kicked out the left leg.
And that was a big save there by Poulin. That may be the save that the Calgary Roughnecks need here. It's something, obviously, that Rochester has to get one real soon. You know, there's no panic. There's 5 minutes to go here in this mini game, but they can't allow Calgary to score another goal here.
Evans being leaned on by Campbell. Has it, right wing. Feeds it up top. Dixon in the slot. The shot on the run, he scored. Curtis Dixon. With 5:20 to go, it's 2-0. .440 to go here in the mini game, and just as they started the game, the Calgary Roughnecks have jumped out to a 2-0 lead.
And you know what? That's exactly Calgary's game plan. They wanted to get some high picks off the top, allow their offensive guys to get topside and shoot the ball around the screen on Matt Vince. And that seems to be a lot of their goals that they've scored tonight.
2-0 Roughnecks here in the mini game, and Dylan Evans wins the faceoff. He'll give it on back. And Ian Lord bounces it across midfield. Taken by Jamieson, drawing the double team, still with it. Jamieson to Dawson. Rochester needs a goal big. Fed up top to Paulus. Now over to Vitarelli to Jamieson, right wing in front of the net. Penalty coming up. Dawson has it in the slot. Jamieson over the top of the net. And there's a holding penalty coming up to Calgary when we come back. 4:49 to go. Rochester needs some goals in a hurry. They trail 2-0 in the mini game. We'll be back on the Knighthawks Broadcast Network.
Philadelphia Wings rocked the Wells Fargo Center in 2014 with hard-hitting professional lacrosse action that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Can't come to every game? 5-game, 2-game plans are available and include a player meet and greet and other great benefits. Individual tickets start at just $10. Order by phone at 215-389-WING or online at wingslax.com.
Good pass. Here's a shot. Dixon into the net. Scores! Curtis Dixon again! It's 11-10 Calgary.
Want more great NLL action? Subscribe to the Lacrosse Network on your computer, tablet, or mobile device for access to all the games, live on YouTube. Get highlight reels, interactive player interviews, and behind-the-scenes coverage on all your favorite teams. YouTube.com/TLN. Subscribe today.
$15 season tickets today to lock in the best seats at unbeatable prices. Visit ColoradoMammoth.com.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Arena. Rochester on the man advantage. 4:49 to go. Curtis Manning, 2 minutes for holding. Rochester needs a goal to cut the deficit to 1. And then they need one to tie it up to possibly have an opportunity to win it before the end of the minigame or force overtime.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's something that obviously right here, this is a big power play for the Rochester Knighthawks. They need to put a goal in here. It's also a big stop for the Calgary Roughnecks if they're able to stop the Rochester's offense. But right now, it's go time for the Rochester's power play and to put the ball in the net.
Kia with the ball in the high slot. Over now to Jamison, right wing. Now to Dawson. Feeds it. Point. Spins away. Now gives it to Dawson. To Jamison. The shot, and it's scooped up by Poulin. And Mike Poulin has been spectacular, if I can get that word out, here in the mini game.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming in 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, I think it was real smart of Kurt Malowski to pull Poulin out, give him a bit of a rest, and let him come in with about 5 minutes to get a little warm into this mini game.
4:13 to go. Evans with the ball, similar to how they played against the Edmonton Rush. That shot goes wide. It's going to be Rochester possession. With 4:03 to go, Rochester on the man advantage, trailing 2-0. Jamison to Vitarelli, right wing. Up top to Jamison, left wing Dawson. And Dawson now will give it to Jamison. The shot, save, rebound off the stick of Jamison after he let that go. And Mike Poulin with another big save. Keeps the advantage 2 for Calgary as Schattler hanging on to it. Just 46 seconds remaining in the power play for Rochester, but more importantly, 3:28 to go in the game. Dixon in on goal, the shot, and a save made by Matt Vince on a diving Curtis Dixon. Here comes Brad Self across midfield. 3:10 to go. 22 seconds on the power play. Jamison in the high slot over to Paulus. Down low, Vitarelli now to Paulus. Over to Dawson. Looking, shooting, save. And into the right pad of Mike Poulin. 2:56 to go. And it's flipped on ahead to Schattler, and that is going to do it. The Rochester power play is over. 2:46 to go. Rochester needs the ball, and several stops here as Veltman gives it over on the far boards. Ranger on the left wing. Shot saved by Vince, and it's scooped up by Sullivan. And Matt Vince motioning to the Rochester bench as if to say, do I need to come off for the extra man? Fed in front, Point scores! Oh man, what a turn of events! Craig Point from Joe Walters, it's 2-1.
That was a real nice goal there by Craig Point. Obviously a real nice pass there by Joe Walters to get within one here. And that's something that Calgary can't allow Walters to make that pass, but Craig Point got wide open and was able to catch that ball and put it in the net.
2:14 to go. Rochester within 1. Dylan Evans wins the face-off. In on goal, the shot, and that's deflected out of play. Dylan Evans broke free, and I thought that was tapped off the defenseman's stick and out of play.
Yeah, it almost looked like it was there, but obviously we're way up here. The referees are down there, so they obviously can see a little bit better than we can.
1:54 to go. Rochester with the last goal. Evans with the ball on the left wing side. Watched there by Ian Lord. The shot, and that is smothered by Matt Vince. And Vince telling someone to get open. Ian Lord ahead to Walters. Across the floor. Brad Self. 1:30 to go. Walters on the far wall. Walters in on goal. The shot. He scored! Scored! We are tied at 2.
Wow, Joe Walters continues to score big goals in big games. And that's unbelievable for Joe Walters. a real nice jab step, stepped around, got topside on McBride, and shot the ball in behind Mike Poulin, who had just squeaked through. He almost had it, but it went in the net, and it's now tied 2-2.
Joe Walters with a goal and an assist. 1:23 to go. Here in the mini game, Ian Lord will get the assist. 1:23 left in the mini game, and the fans are on their feet here in Rochester. Dylan Evans against Curtis Manning, and Rochester looking for a face-off win out of number 16. Evans against Manning. Everyone waiting in anticipation for this face-off. Here we go. Evans. And it's going to be a procedure call against Manning. Timeout Knighthawks. 1:22 to go. And the offensive wizardry of Paul Day, as he will go to the ink board to draw up a play. 1:22 left, 9-8 are the shots on goal in favor of Rochester. 2-2. Joe Walters, goal and an assist. There was just 2 minutes and 12 seconds left when a quick strike by point. Then, moments later, Walters with a rocket that went through the Poulin wall.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable goal there by Joe Walters. And again, he comes up with big goals. It's unbelievable. And you know what? For a guy from Rochester, New York, grew up watching the Rochester Knighthawks, probably grew up watching myself and Mike and Kersey play this game. And you know what? To get an opportunity to play in front of your hometown fans, score a big goal like that, it must feel unbelievable for a guy like Joe Walters.
Joe Walters with his entire family here at the Blue Cross Arena. His father, Joe, travels to all the road games, has not missed many of his son's games, despite him traveling the United States and Canada and across the globe. Jamison with it. Back-to-back championship game MVP. It's never been done 3 times before. The only other man that's won it back-to-back, John Tavares, the greatest player most people would say ever. Dawson with the ball. Gives it across to Joe Walters. 1:10 to go. Walters one-on-one with Manning. Feeds it across to Dawson. Now back to Walters. 1:03 to go. Walters trying to beat his man underneath. Joe Walters, point, shot, scored! Scored!
Wow, unbelievable, unbelievable. Joe Walters again takes his team on his shoulders with 58 seconds to go in the game and go up by 1. He was going one-on-one with the Calgary Roughnecks defender and slips Craig Point into the open, who shot the ball underneath Mike Poulin's hand, and now it's 3-2. 58 seconds to go.
58 seconds. No Jeff Snyder. It's Curtis Manning against Dylan Evans. 3-2. Point from Walters and Dawson. Joe Walters, the kid just shows up to play. All the hours playing wall ball in his Irondequoit neighborhood. Won by Dylan Evans. Given back to Sid Smith. Fed across to Dawson on a breakaway. Dawson scored! Oh, they're going to wave it off. Challenge, they are going to take a look at this. 45.7 to go. And we will take a look at this. If he scores here, this would be monumental. Drisky, what did you see from your bird's eye perch?
Way up here, I'm not quite sure. Obviously, we'll see it here.
That's a good goal. I don't know. He did get the shot off. It's where he landed.
The shot was off, but the ball wasn't in.
Right?
No, it's in the crease.
Ooh.
It's tight. It's tight. It's a tight one.
I don't know, Drisky. Like I said, I always defer to you.
Well, you know what?
Because I have terrible vision far away.
You know what?
Which is not good for a broadcaster.
close.
It is close. It is close.
It's a close one. And the guy from Guelph, Ontario is going to make the big call.
Is that you or Gardonio?
Not me.
And not a lot of time under the hood. No goal. Well, Dawson very nearly broke this game open. 45.7, and Rochester, if they can get a stop, the net to our left is empty. Curtis Dixon with the ball, 3-2 Rochester. A stop here. And the Rochester Knighthawks could kill off nearly the remainder of the clock. 40 seconds to go, Dixon with it. Over now to Evans. The crowd on their feet here. About 8,000 strong. Evans from the outside. 34 seconds to go. Dane Doby across. In front. Oh, what a huge hit on Campbell. That one is picked off the down the field. It's a foot race. It's going toward the other net. So it hit the post. 19 seconds left. That one hit the post. And a whistle on the play. Oh, they had called a timeout. They called a timeout behind the play. Man, Rochester was an inch away from winning this game.
You know what? I think Mike Kirk's going to look back on that one and go, maybe I should have ran that out a little bit and try to kill some time off the clock. But you know what? With pressure on you like that, it's just
I'd rather get rid of it.
It's just instinct, and that's, you know, woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But now it's time to get a big stop.
3-2 Rochester, 14.2 to go. Cody Jamieson willing to fan to their feet. If they're going to say that the timeout was called, then it should be back in Calgary's end, not at midfield. They have to, start them back 7. They're going to add some time on the clock, but they got to start deeper. And that's where it was called. 17 seconds to go. Darryl Veltman, Rochester a stop away from history. Veltman, here we go. Veltman with it. 14 seconds. Veltman over, shot, saved by Vino. 8 seconds left. 6 seconds left. Shot on the run, misses wide. In front, knocked away. 2 seconds left. 1 second left. The shot, it's over! It is over! The three-peat is complete. The Rochester Knighthawks have become the first team in National Lacrosse League history to three-peat. What an incredible comeback. The champagne gets moved to the Knighthawks locker room. The Rochester Knighthawks have done the impossible. 3 in a row. They lengthened the playoffs. They threw in the 10-minute minigame. It didn't matter. 3-2 Rochester in the minigame. What a fabulous game. The Cardiac Kids of Calgary fall to a late comeback by the Knighthawks. Drisky, incredible.
Yeah, unbelievable. You know what? And that's the thing with the Rochester Knighthawks. And I said that when they got down by 2 or 3 early in the game, that there was no panic on this team. There was nobody losing their cool. There was nobody losing their composure. And that's exactly when they got down by 2, even on the bench, it didn't seem like they were done and out. And they clawed back, they got tied, and they went up by 1 to win by 3-2.
And the person that I'm most happy for is Kurt Stiers, the owner and general manager. Took over the team from Steve Donner. In the last 3 seasons, he's produced championship after championship after championship. Rochester sports history, ladies and gentlemen, was just achieved here in the Blue Cross Arena. No team in the 100-plus year sports tradition of this great city has a team won 3 straight championships. And the Rochester Knighthawks have just produced that tonight.
Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable to be a part of. You know what, being a part of the Rochester Knighthawks, it's a great thing. Being up here with your Ripper, game in and game out, calling the games, and being a part of this organization is something that's, it's obviously an honor for myself to be a part of this, and to see things going down on the turf for those guys down there, it's unbelievable. Right from the owners to the coaching staff to the players to everybody that's a part of this organization, the office staff, everybody. It's just a first-class organization, and it's something that's well-deserved for the Rochester Knighthawks.
Well, the series' most valuable player is going to be handed out shortly. And I wonder who that's going to be. Will it be Jamison? Will it be Walters? Will it be Dawson? We will find out momentarily. And Matt Vince, hands raised in victory, pointing to his mother. He wears 48 in honor of his father. His dad, born in 1948, passed away at 48 years old, and a lifelong tribute to his father resides on the back, shoulders, and helmet of Matt Vince. 3-2 Rochester after winning Game 2 16-10. Calgary was 2 minutes and 12 seconds away from their third championship, and Rochester snatched it away. Goals by Point, then one by Walters, and another by Craig Point, and history was made here at the Blue Cross Arena. Drisky, any final thoughts tonight as the Knighthawks are champions of the NLL once again?
No, I think I said it earlier. You know what? There's no quitting this Rochester Knighthawks. They got such a veteran team. They got such great ownership. They got unbelievable coaching. Players, they come, they play, they work hard, they battle it week in and week out. They're at practice every Wednesday night. They're doing video. They're on the floor. They're doing what they can do to make themselves better lacrosse players and a better team. And this is what happens when you do that. You take time away from your families. You take time away from everything that's going on in your life, and you battle for each other out on the floor. And this is what happens when good teams play the way they do.
Well, the Rochester Knighthawks, 3 wins in a row. The three-peat is complete. The Rochester Knighthawks victorious 3-2 in the mini game after winning Game 2 16-10. It's been an outstanding season, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you root for the teal and purple. For Tim back in the studio doing a wonderful job, also Sean back at ESPN. For John Catalano, all his cast and crew, Chris Driscoll. I'm Craig Grabzinski. It's another night to celebrate in the Flower City. The Rochester Knighthawks are champions of the National Lacrosse League once again. Have a good night, everyone.
I want to start off by thanking all your fans, and all the fans, not just here, but all season long and are watching tonight across North America and all over the world. Thanks so much for your support. First, I want to announce and congratulate the 2014 NLL Championship MVP, Dangerous Dan Dawson. I want to congratulate owner Kurt Stiers, Governor Louis Stott, Coach Mike Hazen, the entire coaching staff and organization of the Rochester Knighthawks, all you great fans, and last but not least, these magnificent players who have now won their third straight NLL championship. Captain Sid Smith, come and get the cup.
Monetize.